All right, happy Sunday afternoon. It is all over in Columbus. Michigan wins it, and they have won their sixth game in a row with 6 games to play in the regular season. And it's all good news for the Wolverines, who go on the road and win it 86-83. We're ready to talk about it here with you. Michigan is a good team. How far they end up going, we don't know, but the ceiling right now for this team, watching them play, watching them execute down the stretch, they have done it game in and game out now, where they're going on the road, they're bringing in a top 10 team, and they are beating them with their offensive execution and then making plays defensively down the stretch. They're still not a perfect team. You know, you make a free throw and or put a team away a little bit different, but I mean, you're splitting hairs. You're talking about, well, you know, is this team going to be the Final Four team or a number one seed? This team is they're excellent. They're well coached, and they come at you from a lot of different ways. It's not just one guy. And in this game, the Wolf of State Street, you really have to give it up to Danny Wolf, and I give it up to him defensively. They put Danny Wolf on Ohio State's best player throughout this game. And when I was watching it, you know, Michigan in the first half, they had gone to a zone against Purdue. It was effective, and they went to a zone on Ohio State today, and it was effective. But there's no question that Ohio State's best offensive player is Bruce Thornton. He's 6'2", and Danny Wolf is 7 feet. And there was a time when I was watching it, I don't remember if it was the first half or second half, but I thought, wow, Danny Wolf is covering Thornton. I thought maybe there was a switch or something, but it kept happening, and Wolf was marking him. And on the final play of the game, the Buckeyes, after they hit a three, it was and Danny Wolf came up and split a pair. It put Michigan up by 2, and Ohio State had the ball with 16.5 seconds to go. And Bruce Thornton, I thought he was either going to shoot a three, he was definitely shooting it, or he was going to drive in. He's, you know, superb putting it on the floor, and he would tie this game up. Well, he did a little shake and bake in the lane. On the TV, they said Wolf slipped. You know, a lot of this like hesitation. You put a guy on roller skates and he ends up freezing and falling down. But Thornton then airballed it, to everyone's surprise. Airballed from about 5 feet. Reuben Jones was able to get the ball, and that was that. You know, it reminded me earlier in the game where Thornton was left wide open. Whatever the miscommunication defensively, you're not going to leave their best player open for a three-pointer. But there he was over on the right wing, wide open for a three, and he airballed that one. Some guys, they like players draped all over them, certainly guarding them. If you leave them all open, it sort of self-checks and freezes them. I don't know, Thornton, for 2 plays, it happened, you know, that you would never deploy that as a strategy. Hey, let's leave their best player wide open and see what happens, and he'll airball him. But that is what happened in this game, certainly on that 1-3, if you were watching. And then obviously on Ohio State's last possession when they were trying to tie the game up, I mean, a right hand with nobody around you in the lane from 5 feet, and you throw it up and miss. And Michigan, they're all alone in first place right now, and it's all great. Great news for the Maize and Blue. I say you can't say enough about them. I'm saying a lot about them. So let's go through this game. Game number 25 on the season for Michigan. The Wolverines were getting 2.5 points. Tough to win on the road. Long winning streak for U of M, thinking that, you know, they're going to lose one somewhere, aren't they? And, you know, this one, you could see, you know, playing on the road, Ohio State, they play a lot of close games. You know, Ohio State beat Purdue on the road, and, you know, here's Michigan going down there, riding their 5-game winning streak, and then Michigan led by as many as 7 points in the first half, but it was Ohio State, who also had a 5-point lead in the first 20 minutes, but Michigan ended up settling for a 5-point lead, 44-39 at the break. Vlad Golden was in double figures for the Maize and Blue. And then U of M had nice bench production from Cheddar and also from the freshman LJ Kason, who came in, was not bashful, hit a three, had a drive. Did he make a nice defensive play as well? Like seeing Kason in there getting something going, and he can create for himself and he can shoot. So a lot of nice things when you talk about Kason and Michigan overall. So that was nice to see at the end of the half. And the second half, he figured Ohio State, was not going to just go away. And they started knocking down some threes and then got some offense from Thornton. And OSU had their first lead in a while, 7 minutes in. But then Michigan came back and they got up 5, and it was really all-around effort from U of M. Sometimes if you're thinking about Amari Burnett at a 3 or Trey Donaldson, or it was Wolf, it was Vlad, Gale playing in front of the Buckeye hostile crowd who was giving it to him. The former Buckeye now wearing the maize and blue. You knew that was going to happen, but you had Michigan up by 5 with 4 minutes to go, but Ohio State ended up tying it up with 2 to play. So when you're up by 2, you're in this one possession game. You're everything. You put the screws on everything. You highlight everything. What did Michigan do? Well, Roddy Gale Jr. drove the lane and made a layup for U of M to make it 82-80. Ohio State came down, missed a 3. And then, which I will put as the play of the game, Danny Wolf made a nice pass to Vlad Golden, who was cutting to the bucket, but Vlad missed it. But Danny Wolf gathered the rebound, went back outside, and then Wolf decided to drive it in. He missed it, but then Vlad rebounded Wolf and was able to get a dunk to put Michigan up by 4. I thought that one was the play of the game with under a minute to go. OSU did drain a 3 to make it a 1-point game, and then Wolf, I'd like to see him make his free throws more. Make your free throws. Everybody can say that. We could all agree too. But he split a pair to put Michigan up by 2. And then Thornton, with Danny Wolf on him, airballs a 5-footer, and Michigan wins the game. And that's how it ended up going down. Michigan wins it by 3, 86-83. Now, I'm going to look at some of the feedback. Let's also look at the box score. And Vlad Golden putting up a 20 and 10 piece. Nice job from the big 7-1 center from Russia in this one. I'll give Danny Wolf the game ball, and he'll be our player of the game here for the Maize and Blue review. Another double-double for Danny, and he hit the big free throw, and he made the big defensive play, even though he did go slip or go on roller skates, whatever it was, but 17, 11, and 5 for Wolf. Also give him a steal. Amari Burnett had 11 points and made 3 threes. Trey Donaldson had 8 points, 3 boards. Not his best game. Reuben Jones now in the starting lineup looks a lot more comfortable. And he's, I don't know if it's providing stability for both him and Roddy Gale, but it's working nice now, that rotation with Jones. This is his 3rd game in the starting rotation, and Roddy Gale going back down to OSU. And I think Michigan will probably give him the game ball for everything that he had to hear from the Columbus fans. But Gale made that big drive to put Michigan up 82-80 with under 2 minutes to go. That was a nice play. 9 points, 8 boards, and 2 assists from Roddy Gale. Cheddar was good in this game off the bench, 8 points, and Kason had 5, all at the end of the first half, a 3. And there are the points for you if you're looking for some of the numbers, other numbers in this game. I always put them on the crawl. If you're watching this video, Michigan shot 48.5% from the field, 7 of 21 from downtown, 13 of 17 free throws. They only turned the ball over 12 times. It didn't seem like it's been a couple games now. Remember when we were watching Michigan for the majority of the year? I think 90% of the time this year when you're watching them, there's at least 4 or 5 times when you've done this 90% of the time this year where you've just moaned and groaned like this is going to catch up to them. They turn the ball over too much. They're careless. They make dumb turnovers. Their head's not in the game. They don't value the ball. Insert whatever you want there. But we've all said it. We've all watched them today. That wasn't there for them. It was like they just play good basketball and they're doing it down the stretch and they're making plays down the stretch. So I'm not saying that's completely something to just say they're over it, but 2 games in a row where they've beat quality opponents, one on the road today, and then one the other night against Purdue, where you're not thinking about their turnovers. You're thinking about this is a team, I don't know, a well-oiled machine. I'm not ready to say that, but I am saying a team that can execute, and they have a number of different ways to go. It's not just going to Vlad Golden down in the post. It's not just having Area 51 go into a pick and roll. It's not just Danny Wolf as a stretch 5 who can do a bunch of different things. It's not just Trey Donaldson. It was the best Trey since Burke in the maize and blue. But those 3 right there with Burnett in a pinch to throw you to shoot a 3, or Gale, as we see. I mean, he's got some, if he can play under control, he's got talent and explosiveness, harnessing it. Reuben Jones, I would say the same thing, that in these last 2 games, the Roddy and Reuben effect has been real for this team. Cheddar's been there all year long, and now you're talking about a 6-7 man rotation. The 2 freshmen, you add them in there, whichever one is going to be, Pippen or Kason. And that's where when you get a 5 and then you're getting help from the bench and people are pitching in, that's where you say that this can be a dangerous team. And this can be a dangerous team. And we'll go through and say it. It's close enough to March with 6 games to go. This can be a dangerous team in the tournament. This is a team that can win the Big Ten regular season. This is a team that can make a run, obviously, in the conference tournament. If they win the regular season tournament, even though they finish in second place, they can make a run in the conference tournament. And because of how they've come together, now it's been 2 games, but if they get Reuben and Roddy right, and you're just stretching that bench, it's just making everybody on this team better and making this team more and more dangerous. Okay, let's look at some of the feedback. And this game is Michigan wins it by 3. We will get to the schedule coming up straight ahead as we look at the remaining last half dozen games for Michigan. You know, I would say at this point of the season, when you're playing on the road or you're playing top 25 competition, today they were on the road, that, you know, a struggle, winning games down the stretch is what matters. So, and if you're looking for these masterpieces or something for Michigan, or you're looking for them to, you know, blow out teams, they haven't really done that. So maybe that would be something that you could, maybe against Michigan State, that they could, you know, just beat Michigan State by double figures, and Mr. Martini would be like, okay, I like that. There wasn't any, you know, craziness down the stretch. It was just, you know, blowing out Michigan State. You know, and Mr. Martini would feel good about that for sure. Let's see what Matthew has to say. He's putting up the record, 20-5, 12-2 in Big Ten play. He says, go blue, 6 more games left, finish strong. And I think that all of your numbers there and your sentiment ring true. Danny Wolferine. You know, mean, let me think about that. A Wolverine, a Wolferine. You say it pretty quick. I don't know what language this is in here, but Wolferine. I might be feeling that a little bit. Jeff says he's so happy to be a Wolverine. He loves beating the Buckeyes by 3 points. Oh, I see what you did there, Jeff. How about that? So the sweep this year for Michigan, they only play Ohio State once in the regular season in basketball. Michigan beat Ohio State by 3 points, 86-83. But if you go back to November the 30th, that was a 13-10 game there. Nice job, Jeff. Mr. Martini liked how Danny Wolf stepped up when they needed him. Mark is at the beach at the Pink Shell on Fort Myers. Man, watching basketball at the Bongo Beach Bar at the Pink Shell with palm trees. Never done anything like that. That sounds great, Mark. I mean, it really does sound great. SW Lion is giving it up to Michigan. They keep winning the close one. It's crazy how they flipped. Earlier in the year, they weren't. Yeah, and then over the last couple of years, that was their bugaboo, not being able to win games. And I would sit here so many times saying, that's basketball. You can play close games all you want. It's about making plays down the stretch. I mean, there's plenty of teams littered in the road that didn't make the tournament talking about, hey, we were in the game with 5 minutes to go. Michigan's in every game, with the exception of one this year. The one they lost at Purdue by 27 points. They've been in every single game. Their 5 losses, they had a 27-point loss, but the other one was by 1. The other one was by 2. One was in overtime, and the other one was by 3. And the one in overtime was by 3. So, yeah, a lot of close games. And then you go over the wins. Look, they've had a couple. I could sit here and go game by game. It's not like they've run and hid from people when they have won their ball games. Jeff is saying that's kind of his style this season. I listened to the Michigan broadcast to the game while I'm watching TV. I don't know whose style you're talking about. I might have missed that. So you might have to help me out on that. We'll read some more of the feedback here. Let's get to the play of the game. And the play of the game is a play that happened with under a minute to go. And Danny Wolf saw Vlad Colden cutting down the lane, threw him the ball, and then Vlad missed it. Danny Wolf went in there, got the rebound, came back out, and then immediately went back, and he tried to drive. He missed it. And then then Vlad grabbed it and threw down a dunk and put Michigan up 84-80. That is, to me, the play of the game. And if you wanted to go to the final game where Thornton airballed the shot from in the paint, you would have a good argument. But that was my play of the game. Ferris is saying that in football, Michigan beat OSU, and then Michigan beat OSU, and then Michigan beat OSU, and then Michigan beat OSU. Now in basketball. And they were both by 3 points. How about that? Where we're at here. And while we're looking ahead to Michigan State, and that's it. Jeff says Gail getting hate mail. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't. It wouldn't surprise me, but it doesn't surprise me. I'm about as that's the way people. I was going to say, that's kind of how people act. Even people that you might think that are actually halfway decent people, they like name calling. They talk a bunch of trash. They call you out. They try to embarrass you, and that's like just regular people. Can you just imagine if they really, are actual and are hiding behind some anonymous thing? Yeah, people are a lot of losers out there. And a lot of people do it. They just kind of think that's the way to go. Call you soft, call you lazy. It's like it's just people calling me, names like I'm ready to fight. All of that kind of stuff. Yeah, Michigan in football and basketball over OSU. How about that? SW Lion likes the adjustment of having Gale come off the bench. They need to get production from more than the starting five. Yeah, you can if you just if you're able to toggle him down and get him to play like he did today, he's got the talent in there. Just too many turnovers. He's gone and played too fast, played too reckless. But sometimes that helps. And then Jones really hadn't done anything all year long until the last two games. He's been in the starting lineup for 3, so got to give it up to Dusty right there. And I'd also put having Danny Wolf play on Thornton late in the game, Jeff, adding hockey to the mix, getting the sweep last night over the Gophers. I was watching that. They went to a shootout. They had gone to a shootout back on January the 24th against Wisconsin in Madison, and they won that game. And then they were able to pick up they got the tie. You don't get the 3 points. If you win in hockey in regulation, you get 3 points. If you tie, you get 1. But then if you win the shootout or you win in overtime, you get an extra point. So Michigan did. So they got the extra point both nights. So what did they get? 2 points on Friday, 2 points on Saturday. 4 out of 6 possible points. You take it. That's the way it goes. Let's see here. I don't know what Jeff is saying here. I don't know who Sean Stewart is. I remember you saying that was Sean Stewart, and I've been saying it was Thornton. I thought it was Thornton. In fact, I would bet it's Thornton, but let's go ahead and just look and see. I think I can actually verify who it was right down here at the end. Can't I? Let's go to the rundown of the play-by-play. I'm looking for the second half, and I'm looking for the final minute of play, and I am on it. Bruce Thornton, missed jumper with 1 second to go. Yeah, that was it. Sean Stewart got a rebound of Reuben Jones. Oh, yeah, Dylan Larkin scoring the goal. Yeah, I watched Michigan hockey last night, and then I flipped over. My phone was kind of blowing up. And I made the mistake of looking at it. I had the USA Canada hockey being taped, but my phone was going so crazy. I thought something a major, actually bad had happened. But no, my friends were commenting on the fisticuffs for the Kachucks right off the bat. 3 fights in 9 seconds, and yeah, that was I saw the people talking about it. I wasn't even aware to really. I wasn't aware to about a week ago. I haven't really paid much attention to All-Star games for a while. People don't like talking about them. They're not very interesting. So when they had this 4-nation thing, I saw it and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a nice idea rather than an All-Star game. Although, it's a long break in the middle of the season. The Red Wings are, let's watch the Red Wings. But what a surprise. It was great. Oh, the one thing that we want as fans, and you would think that it would be a non-starter for everyone, is that the players would always give their all and they would sell out. It's one thing like that there's one reason that a lot of people really like the college game over the pros, because the pros, they're taking nights off, their load management. They even will say it. We're not. It's just a regular season game. We're not giving our all. They don't care. College, you feel like they care more. Lesser games, bigger games, that whole thing. And then you had hockey last night. Those guys were playing like they really cared, and there was an animosity. The Canadians up in Montreal booed the U.S. national anthem, and then they fought right after they dropped the puck. It made for very compelling hockey. It was awesome. So that's great. Okay, let's get to some more things here. We have going Hadley. Hadley might be the biggest Michigan fan that lives in Columbus, Ohio that I know. And he's saying Gale sure showed up those Ohio State fans. Good for him. You got to root that Purdue beats Moo U on Tuesday. Are we to the point where I think we always, Hadley, are rooting against Moo U? But yeah, okay. Because Purdue lost yesterday. Surprising that they got actually seemed like blown out by Wisconsin. Good to see AT in the feedback saying good time to get hot for the Wolverines. Some of the lineups and sets are still a mystery to me. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the mystery is. They like Pippen, and so they're going to put him in it sometimes, but he only got 4 minutes. And LJ Kaysen has been doing some things in practice, which has earned him a little bit of burn. I would imagine that he gets a little bit more time. He was a little instant offense at the end of the first half for Michigan. And so you got Cheddar and Gale, who were both great off the Michigan bench, 8 and 9 points respectively. And that Jones has been put into the starting lineup. So none of the lineups or sets should be a mystery at all to you. I mean, I think it's all understandable on what Dusty May is doing when they're putting a Pippen in. Usually Trey, he needs a rest. And I know you don't like it with Jones and Pippen out there. You're thinking about the scoring, but you're not always going to have a lineup of 5 guys. That's when your bench, you got to steal some minutes sometimes and give your guys some rest. But name me a team that's 10 deep. Michigan's not 10 deep, but are they 7 deep, maybe 8? Then you're really talking about something. Michigan Go Blue 1234 calls this one a great win and says we own the state of Ohio. Great plays down the stretch. Gale with the cut and dunk and the driving layup. Yeah, that one was nice. Very nice. Nate is asking about when that Michigan State game is. It's not till Friday. Ripstar, the team needs to have matching color shoes again. This is a major issue. I don't remember the last time that Michigan, the whole Fab Five, that they all wear black shoes or they wear black socks, that they all wear the same shoes. Maybe. I don't remember since the Fab Five. And the Jordan brand has so many sweet shoes. These guys all wear, they all wear their different ones. The one shoe opinion that I have, Rip, well, I have a couple of opinions. One, that guys that don't wear the high tops, they're wearing the lows, that seems reckless to me. I can't say that I've seen any Michigan players really wearing that, but it does seem a little reckless to me. But who was it that I was watching yesterday? I was watching Auburn and Alabama, 1 versus 2. And there's a guy in Auburn who's wearing one fluorescent orange shoe, and he's wearing one fluorescent green shoe. it really does stand out like an orange bill with a green cap, like if that's what you're trying to do. But it looks stupid. Guys have tried this all down through the years, fashion statements, and it's never worked, and it never will work. When you wear one, you need to wear, if you want to wear funny colors on, I don't care. They all look pretty good. How does it feel? How does the shoe feel? How do you play in the shoe? I haven't really seen any ugly shoes except when you're wearing two different colors. One person, two different colors. Big no for me. Even if I was a coach and I said, hey, whatever you guys want to do, whatever you're comfortable doing. And then the point guard comes out, except that we're not going with, I don't know. And I don't think that, I don't know if that's OCD. People always say it's not. It's just, I just don't like it. Is that all right? I don't know if that's, and then if I was coaching, but nobody on Michigan has that. So I'm good with whatever they want to wear there. Jack Campbell says the defense played soft, but I can't blame them because the refs were calling everything against us. Yeah, Jack, I think that's just you being a fan. I think most of the fans that are here probably agree with you. And I was watching the Den, the Maize and Blue Review. We have a game thread, and 90% of the posters were all talking about the same thing. Oh, the refs suck. That's what the refs do. Every game that you're a fan and you watch, you say that the refs suck. So if every game you think the refs are against you and the announcers are against you, then they either are, or you just have to step back and say, I'm just a big fan. I always just think that. I think it's the latter, but I don't say much about it because, that's being a fan. I always think that you're getting screwed by the officials and always think that the announcers hate you and love the other team. Check. If you think both of those things, you're a real big Michigan fan. That's all that means, and that's a good thing. I didn't think the defense played soft. I thought the defense played well. I liked the way that they played. They go to the zone. I like the way they rebounded in this game. And I thought individually with Danny Wolf on Thornton, I thought that was a nice chess move by Dusty May. None of the numbers here stand out that Michigan was playing soft where you look at it. So I don't think that was the case. The Buckeyes shot 4 more free throws than Michigan. Is that a big enough discrepancy to pull your hair out or say that they were on the take or they're obviously jackasses or something like that? But again, just means you're a fan. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't know who Eric is talking about that they are frustrating. Who's frustrating? Michigan? Basketball's frustrating? No. Michigan is not frustrating. This is like you need to get into mid-February now. This isn't December anymore. This is a statement from last month. Michigan has played 2 games against quality opponents, and they've won 6 in a row. They're the opposite of frustrating, which is what? Not frustrating. I'm with you, I'm Go Blue. Every time Burnett shoots from a corner 3, I feel like it's automatic. I feel like he's automatic from everywhere, but yeah, especially as the announcer said, he just like pushes, he gets it and it's out of his hands. Yeah, he's the kind of guy that when you're talking about a team that can be dangerous, you look at Michigan's big 3, Area 51 and Trey, and then you say, all right, Burnett, that's a winning player, a guy that can, he's 6'4", pretty athletic, and he can fire away from anywhere, but especially in the corner. How many points did Danny Wolf make? Danny Wolf in this game, he was in double figures. He had 17. Yeah, guys got you covered there. That was it. All right. Let's see. CK says, stop ignoring the point spreads, Dennis. Makes the refs' calls a bit more understandable. What was the spread today? Ohio State was favored by 2.5. No. Now, the Michigan was favored at the half by 3, so maybe we're on to something there. Kenneth would like to see Wolf. He said needs to take open mid-range jumpers. I would like to, if I was going to say, I'm making it sound like everything's just like great for Michigan. Michigan's great. And I mostly feel that way. Like I feel like that's how I feel. Michigan, everything is great right now with them. But would I like to see Danny Wolf make more free throws down the stretch? Oh, yeah. Would I like to see them blow out Michigan State where you don't have to have a one-possession game? Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see that. I think that if you watch Michigan and they get a big lead, they say, oh, every game they give up the big lead. I watched basketball starting at 1:00 yesterday all the way. I mean, it's all I did is watch basketball, and then I watched Michigan hockey and then watch USA Canada. But I did check in on Michigan State, who were down double figures in the first half. What do you think Illinois fans are saying? We get this big lead, only to blow it. Michigan State fans, we got to stop, being so far down, have to come back. We expend too much energy. Michigan fans, every game we get these big leads, but then these teams come back. I mean, that's kind of college basketball. If you're a team that gets up by double figures and then just puts the hammer down and goes on and just blows out everyone, you're a 1 seed. You're a 1 seed and you're thinking about winning it all. No, Michigan, I'm not ready to say that. Even though everything's going really well right now, they look really good. I don't think they're a 1 seed. But I like everything that's going on with them, with how they're playing and all of that. Let's look at a couple more things, and here's one for you. Michigan does move to 20-5. They are 12-2. They are in first place in the Big Ten. That is, let's use a couple. It's the first word that comes to your mind on February 16th, with Michigan being all alone in the first place in the Big Ten, 12-2 and 20-5. Surprising, wild, pretty awesome. That's 2 words. Awesome. Shocking. I think all of those for me. If I played that, everybody, before the game, what if I would have told you that Michigan would be in first place? I'd say, wow. Wow is what I would say. That's where I'd be saying, wow. Now, KenPom numbers. Michigan is at 22 heading into today. Still the 6th ranked Big Ten team. You've got Purdue and Wisconsin and Illinois and Michigan State and Maryland all in front of Michigan. Michigan still plays Maryland. They play Michigan State twice. They play Illinois. They've already played Wisconsin. They beat them. And they split with Purdue. How about that? So that's where it is. And as far as some of the bracketology, Joe Lunardi on Friday had Michigan as a 4 seed. He had up to 14 teams going to the big dance from the SEC, 10 of the Big Ten, 8 in the Big 12. And Jerry Palm today from CBS, I don't know when he did his numbers, his bracketology, but he had U of M as a 4 seed. And yeah, G Money. Last year, and I would have thought if you'd have said, where will Michigan be on Sunday, February the 16th? I'd have said, they're going to be playing the bracketology game. They're going to be playing, hey, they got to win this game. They got to win these three, and then they probably have to win one in the tournament, and then they'll be in. But there's none of that. And we're talking about seeding now. We're talking about winning a championship in the regular season. We're talking about getting this team as a 2 or 3 seed. And are we ready to talk about a 1? Who's ready to talk about a 1 seed? I don't know. Is that doable? They win the Big Ten regular seed. Are they winning out? And what are we talking about here? Getting a little crazy. Let's check the upcoming schedule that is brought to you by this feed you are watching or listening to right now, the Maize and Blue Review. Give yourself or that U of M fan in your life the gift of the Maize and Blue Review for 2025. You like Michigan basketball? Maize and Blue Review is the place to be. You like recruiting and Michigan football, spring football, right around the corner. 2 months from today? Is that right? Do I know the date? Michigan spring game? I don't know why I'm looking around on the floor. Because I had it written down. Michigan spring game on the 19th. A little over 2 months to the spring game for Michigan football. A little time to warm up. Go to michigan.rivals.com to get instant access. And it's the place to be, and it's the way to go. Let's look at the schedule. And it seems to be a little bit buried on my screen here. So let's just tell you that is supposed to say Michigan State. I guess I cut off Michigan State. My bad. Michigan State and Michigan will be on the 21st. 5 days away. That is Friday. Isn't that right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Friday, the 21st. Michigan and Michigan State in Ann Arbor. 8 o'clock start. Woo, boy, that's going to be a nice one. Michigan State winning yesterday. My wife rarely says anything nice about Michigan State. Sports. She says nice things about Michigan State. No, actually she doesn't. But she said she thought it was she saw a nice piece on Tom Izzo being the all-time winningest coach. I was like, really? She said, yeah. Well, the old all-time winner will be in Ann Arbor coming up. 20-5 Michigan hosting 20-5 Michigan State. That's where we're at. Michigan versus Michigan State. The battle for first place in the Big Ten. The two teams that will play 2 times over the course of, if they're playing on the 21st, and then they're playing on the 9th. What do we have? 8 days, 7. 2 times in just over 2 weeks. Doesn't have that great of a ring to it. I was hoping it was going to be like 2 times in 10 days. But no, they will play. They have identical records. And this game will be in Ann Arbor. And then just look at it. Look, I cut off Michigan State at the top and bottom. I kind of like it. In between the Michigan State sandwich for the Wolverines, in between the Michigan State sandwich, Michigan will play at Nebraska. Is that it? With their road games? And then, well, Michigan's got a bunch of home games. Michigan will be at home against Michigan State. Then they'll go to Nebraska. Then they'll be at home against Rutgers. Then they'll be at home against Illinois. And they'll be at home against Maryland. Michigan will play 4 out of the remaining 6 games at home, including this Friday against Michigan State. Let's just count them out. I think Michigan's going to win. I think they're going to split against Michigan State. I mean, it would be nice to sweep them, sure. I'm with you on that, but I'm going to call this a split. I think Michigan will win at Nebraska. And then what are they going to do with these three? Are they going to win all three? Are the only game they're going to lose at Michigan State? They might have it wrapped up. See, Ralph, 4-2 should give them at least a tie for the Big Ten regular season title. Very doable. And they beat Michigan State 4-2, depending. You got Purdue over there, Purdue and Michigan State. Yeah. I like looking at it. I thought Illinois was going to beat Michigan State last night. That didn't happen. Maryland could be a little bit of trouble. Rutgers, I don't know. It feels like Michigan should win all these games now that, you watch them go on the road and play like they did against Ohio State. And Michigan State they're all right. And they're, what was I surprised about last night? What I was surprised, I've watched a little bit of Michigan State here and there, but I was surprised that Kohler, is that their big dude? Big white dude? Jackson Kohler? I don't want to say that I thought he was a stiff in the couple of times that I've watched him in previous years, but I didn't really think that he was all of that. I mean, he was shooting from outside, making some big plays. We'll see, though. He's 6'9". I think Vlad, it's where you get to Michigan, Area 51. Is a 6'9" Kohler going to be able to match up? What kind of size does Michigan State have? And Michigan's going to make him shoot. They got the big dude from Poland. I guess that's the guy that we're going to be looking at. And then they got a big Cooper. And they get a little bit of size there. Let's do it. Illinois game could be a problem. I just wish they would stop turning the ball over. No, let Illinois turn it over all you want. I don't know if you're talking about Michigan. Michigan seems to have, I think the way to say this is that I hope they continue protecting the ball like they have these last couple games. That's what you say. This is an old schedule, Mr. Martini. It's not a live one. It was a cut and paste type deal. So that's why I had the old one. Actually, the bottom three is the new one. So that's why they're 20. So that's a good catch. I should probably fix that. I will fix that. I always make it current. I put up the schedule there. That's why. I never had to worry about it in the past couple of years because Michigan wasn't ranked. Just put it up there. People be like, yeah. But now, moving up, we want it to reflect that way. Well, that's going to do it. If you're someone that likes to continue talking basketball, we'll see you right now over on the Maize and Blue Review. We're there all day. We're there all day. We're there all night talking Michigan hoops, Michigan football. That's what we're doing. And, whatever else is going on in the world of sports, we're 98% Michigan, but we'll might mix in a little USA, Canada hockey. That's what's going on. They're talking about give me a better budget. No, Josh gives me everything I need. That's my bad. I didn't think about it with the ranking over there. You just put the schedule up. It does take an extra maybe 5 minutes to give a fresh schedule with the times and the up-to-date rankings. What I really need to do is I have seen some people, they do their own graphics. That's what I would like to do. Put my own graphics up there. Then I can make it up to date all the time. I can be like, there's your up-to-date graphics. But one that I do update every show is this one. And that is where Michigan is record-wise. And they have won their 20th game today. They are 12-2. and they are in first place in the Big Ten. They beat Ohio State by 3, just like football. 86-83. If I was a Michigan fan, I think just like football would have been the chant at the end of the game. That would have been the go-to chant. And then put 3 fingers up in the air. Just like football. And that might have confused a lot of the Ohio State fans because they would have said, I thought we lost 4 in a row. And then the guy next to him would have been, no, stupid. They're talking about they beat us in football by 3 points too. And the guy would have been like, oh, now I get it. 86-83, the final. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you over on the Maize and Blue Review. Everybody have a great rest of their Sunday. Bye.